I don't know if you can see the sun through this video, but it's piercing through. Trees are my favourite escape, my favourite source of serenity. I draw them all the time. Excuse the car, everyone. I just wanted to do a quick lowdown for my book. So I was born in 71, and I was completely obedient to my mother and father and siblings and my nan and granddad and uncles and aunties, and did everything I was told to do. I didn't speak a word of English until I got to school, and then they put me in what I think was probably the special needs unit at that point, because I didn't know any English. So I was learning through body language, actually. Anyway, so I became a source of reliability for people, which was brilliant because everybody got what they needed. And when my siblings had children, I was racing after them for their weddings, for their homes, everything that was needed. I would do and more with fun and love, and I would never ever change it for the world, because I absolutely was part of a family who I loved and adored. And but the sad thing is, behind the scenes, is that I was abused from the age of 6 by someone I think was my cousin. I was very young, so I'm not sure it was exactly him. It was my dad's cousin, but I'm not sure if it was him. But he shortly after that went and lived in Cyprus, so I'm presuming it's him, but I don't want to cast any aspersions that it was definitely him. And this led into isolation for me, and inward searching, and that's when I started sitting under trees and finding peace and solace. Then went to secondary school, and we moved to Cuffley by this point when I was about 10, and so I was the only Greek girl at primary school, and I was very overweight due to the emotional trauma that happened to me only 4 years earlier. It's never discussed as a family. It was never explained that it was wrong and how I could maybe deal with it or handle it. It was just brushed under the carpet like it never happened. Also, there was an encounter with one of my siblings and a next door neighbour, which was of a sexual nature that could be just exploration, but on top of that happened to me at 6. It was probably too much. However, it was probably also something that I did then as if this is what I'm supposed to do, this is why I am here, this is what happens. And so I got into secondary school, obviously, went to secondary school. Excuse the car. And at secondary school, the age of 12 and a half, I was sexually assaulted by 4 boys at school, maybe 5 boys. On the field. They all know who they are. I reported it. I told my mum. She went to the school and nothing was done. I think they may have had a few days off, but other than that, again, I was told by my mum not to tell my dad, for the cultural reasons probably. She thought that was the right thing to do at the time. God bless her for that. But obviously that sent me even further down the tube of neglecting myself, worrying about myself, blaming myself, and obviously eating like I was obese. By the age of 15, I was over 18 stone, I believe, and then sexual nature became second nature. And then people were having relationships, getting married, getting on with their lives, let's say, the picture perfect, and I couldn't understand why I was so unhappy when these were all joyous occasions. But I realised that it was because I didn't think I was valuable enough to have that and receive that, because, excuse the car, everyone, So that's why that was happening. So again, I was still obedient to my parents and family and extended family. Go and do this, go and do this for your auntie, go and do that for your uncle, go and do everything fine. Completely happy in helping people. That was another beautiful thing I enjoyed doing, or a thing I enjoyed doing, serving and helping people like I was with my family. And as I got to adult age, 17 and 18, going out, I was hiding all this fear, anxiety and low self-esteem, and getting absolutely blind drunk, and to be honest, the drink wasn't enough ever. That obviously turned into drugs and then sexual abuse on myself and a little bit to another friend of mine actually. I turned the table and became the aggressor for a short while. That was frightening and that was horrid, and he stood up to me as a mate and said he told me how he felt about that, and I thought how gentle and lovely he was to explain that to me, and why couldn't I explain this to the aggressors that were doing these things to me? So every so often this would happen with any man I'd potentially meet that I would like and wanted to get to know. It then quickly turned into a fumble or something sexual that I didn't want, and I'd be crying all the way through it. Or I would cry and get drunk for the next 3 months until I thought I'd shaken it off. Obviously, these things do not just shake themselves off. I dust myself off, I become beautiful in myself in the sense of helping, and then I go to college, I study. Everything's going well for me, everything's beautiful as long as I'm not around men. I could be their friends, but as soon as they're interested, I don't know quite how to develop that other than into a sexual idea or a sexual possibility. This saddened me so much. I had convinced myself I wasn't worthy of love. Love was never given to me, explained to me, shown respectfully, so I hadn't learnt it. So this is a build-up from the age of 6, really, an idea which was not real, but an idea that I'd shaped and formed in my heart and in my head, that love isn't mine, because I'm just here to give it, not to receive it, because I don't know quite how to love myself, because apparently abuse and sex upon me was the norm and not love and respect and of reporting things that should have been reported. So acts of service was always my thing, to get me out of my own head, and I was in and out of hospital with abscesses because of it. I had about 30 operations. Bless my mum who came, was always by my side. And so we fast forward, I'm 54 and I need to start a new chapter. I'm ministering, I'm healing other people through prayer, and I am shedding lots of things. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, ME, depression, possible liver and kidney cancer 3 years ago, and maybe 4, actually COVID time, so 5 years ago. And this has been going on for the last few years, but since I've been back into Christ, as they call it, so following Jesus and remembering who I am and who I was made to be, which is a servant of God, that is a natural, but without all the other stuff that needs to come off and all the other belief systems that I'd convinced myself of. So fast forward, as I say, at the end of 2025, I'm feeling better in myself. Almost every single day, I'm on top of the world. pretty much all day, every day. Actually, I enjoy my life so much. I'm not doing anything out of cultural, you know, guilt, or because I should do it by their standards or anything like that. I'm just living it through Christ, who supports me, who has saved me on so many occasions when I've been on the floor full of cocaine or ketamine, whatever I was given, and all the people around me were just giggling, and then I said, if there is a God, and I know there is, you'll pick me up right now, because I can't do this on my own. I literally could not move for 20 minutes on the floor of a toilet, and like I said, they're all giggling, and then all of a sudden, as I said that prayer, as I said that to myself, it's like he picked me up from my coat, and I literally just raced off the floor, dusted myself off, and off I went home. Praise God, who saved me on so many occasions. So here I am saying that he will save absolutely everyone. All you've got to do is start following him.